Welcome to another edition of Strange New Pod. I am your Fleet Admiral and host, Julian Brown, alongside the best bridge crew this side of Martox Batleth. We were supposed to have Vice Admiral Eric, but he had to do an emergency transport to sickbay. We may see him a little later, but right now he is not here. He might hop on. We'll see. It's kind of sad if he misses this one because he missed his favorite episode of Strange New Worlds, and of course he misses the D&D episode. Maybe he'll still get here, but we'll see. But Commander Hawk is here, but still may be scarred from doing oil paintings with Chief Lundy. Finally, Captain Girafe, whose legs after Star Trek Las Vegas feel a whole lot like mariners climbing up that rock wall. Yeah,
so much.
I remember you telling me about the legs. Welcome back. How we doing, guys?
Doing pretty good.
It's very hot. So you're gonna see me melt live. Like
It's been fucking
see,
hot
like,
too. It's like summer.
The shine.
I feel like I've been a vampire and haven't gone outside all summer. It's fucking stupid.
Well, usually in San Diego we don't get it's not too hot, but right now September, October are the hot ones. So brace.
Hey,
let's go.
Bruce. Buick says, I am eating dinner. I gain +3 stamina, but is it gawk? And are you having blood wine? Because if not, there's no honor or glory in that. I'm just saying.
There's no honor dying of indigestion or fever. Like, be careful.
No. Make sure you get some road cake blood pie too. Just putting that out there. This week, guys, Brad Boimler. He's a new man. He's BOLD Boimler. But does he go too far when he lets Cranch hunt him? Cranch, by the way, played by the legendary Nolan North. Meanwhile, Ransom makes Mariner fix a space elevator with him. But when things go wrong on the surface, with Billups and Rutherford doing a little bit too much tongue kissing, with tongue. Does Mariner follow Ransom orders, or does she go off mission again? We're going to break it all down. It is our review of episode 302 of Lower Decks, The Least Dangerous Game. MC Frodo Strays, excuse me, prune juice, extra large. That is a warrior's drink. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm very thirsty right now, so let's not talk about prune juice.
Would you like me and Hawk can shoot the shit for a minute if you'd like to go get some prune juice of your own?
It's okay. Am I reading the patron list today?
No, because
so
it is Hawk's turn. We need to thank. Yeah, go get some water, Girafe. Hawk reads this. We need to thank our patron collective members at the Ready Room level and above.
So thank you to Simon Stager, Jeff Reeve, Mariah Gossett, Jen Stein, Tina Alexander, Joe Saporidio, Noe Santos, Kang Wee, Haven, Takako Nagumo, Kara Kennedy, Mark, Fernanda Nogales, SMK, Laura Linderman, Kowolian Night Spray, Colin Davidson, Alan Davis, Shatterhand 2049, Jess Coe, MC Frodus, Michael Graham, Alex Miller, Emily and Travis, Gildara, Cassie, Raul, Summer Ritchie, supporter of human rights, Maggie Light, Spurk, Wayne Ritz.
Oh, Chris.
Scone of Arc, Sean, Jay Howard, Anna Yurdadon, Mahilani Uchiyama, and our newest collective member, Robbie Monster.
Yay!
Thank you all.
Yay!
New collective members.
The list is so long. I can just go throughout
just
my
go,
castle
you can.
and go to the supermarket, and come back. I opted for a beer.
A beer is always better than
Nice.
water, in my opinion. Yeah, you can go
I agree.
take care of some Queen Nev executions while we do the patron list.
It's just lying next to me, and I have 1 week to fix whatever happened to it in Vegas. So let's go. Let's do this.
Let's do it. I feel like I have all the patron news. I'll let you go at the end, Girafe, if you still have other Patreon news that I may have missed. But it is official. Our Philly patron collective meetup, our first one, is going to be on Sunday. I have no fucking clue why I wrote July, because July is a month ago.
Let's go July.
Let's go back to July. I don't want to go back to July. It was too hot.
What? Comic-Con was fun. Come on, man.
I'm not saying Comic-Con wasn't too fun, but the heat sucked. The Heat sucked. Just saying. Our first ever Philly Collective Patron meetup is on Sunday, September 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to meet up at Craft Hall. It is an awesome brewery downtown on the pier in Philadelphia. Hope to see you all there. First round is on us. We're also going to be doing brunch. Fernanda, one of our awesome collective members, mentioned maybe doing... She's cooking. No, there's brunch, though. There's a brunch buffet, which is always good. Maybe doing uniforms, maybe some casual lower decks.
Oh, come on. You're going to be nerds. Ugh.
I mean, it's a nerd meetup, right? Oh, my God. So that's happening Sunday, September 18th, 1 p.m. We're all going to get together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if it's successful, we'll do another one. So other news, the cooking vids with myself and Karen, they are going to be happening this month. We're going to do at least one of them this month. We may try to film all of them at once. No guarantees, but they are going to happen. Hopefully the first one in a couple of weeks. They'll either be pancakes or pasta carbonara. Haven't decided yet. One of those, Captain. Pasta. You're voting for you're voting for pasta.
I don't like pancakes.
I fucking love pancakes. So, but I like pasta a lot. So
pancakes are rule.
Yeah, pancakes. Damn right, Hawk. Damn.
I'm gonna introduce you to crepes. And you're going to see that pancake has nothing on crepe.
I mean, I do love a good crepe, too. I mean, crepes are delicious. So, Gawker, get the fuck out, Julian MC writes. I mean, listen, if somebody DoorDashed me some Gawk right now, I would eat it Will Riker style. So, just pointing that out. So those will happen. Then our next bonus pod, I am going with Matt on Sunday to go see Wrath of Khan in theaters for its 40th anniversary. So Girafe is going to, which means that you are going to be on that bonus pod as well.
I am?
Yeah,
okay.
you are. Yep.
Okay.
If you're going to see it, you at least get to talk about the theater experience, even if you have nothing to say about the movie, right? Right?
True. And the movie is as old as me, so it's my first birthday present because it's my birthday month.
It's your birthday month.
Yeah,
honor, glory.
I'm gonna start with the Wrath of Khan, some ear slugs and stuff. I think it's gonna give the tone of my next decade.
Ear slugs is the tone of your next decade.
I
am here for it. I am here for it. Oh my goodness.
By the way, I'm like fanning myself with Naked Spock. I have to say that, yeah.
I see that. Oh my goodness.
For people that are listening and not watching, it's a very long story that I will tell another day. But yes.
Another day. Okay, that's happening. Bonus pod, Wrath of Khan. That's next up. Me, Matt, Girafe. You're in. You're doing it.
Yes, sir.
By force if have to. No, never by force. Finally, don't forget to enter our Lower Deck swag box contest for our 100th episode. We have a couple of submissions already, but only a couple. We need more. Let us know your favorite host moment from all of our 100+ episodes, our bonus pods and such.
You guys have seen how cool this box is.
It's really cool. So make sure you enter that. There's a thread under the mailbag for you guys to do that. You could also email us. Go ahead, Girafe.
The cookies are so good.
And the cookies are really good. Yeah, you definitely want that box. Joe has one. He said he just wants the box. Geeks with Kids, floor pies. Is that Eric? Eric may be watching us in sick bay. So
Eric, you can win only if the best moment is my moment. That's all.
There you go. Your moment. Done. I'm really glad that I could download this from Twitch later because I totally forgot to hit record because I've been flustered all day. But it's good. Everything's good. I can get the video later. Not a big deal.
You want to do it again?
No, definitely not. It's perfect. The audio is fine on Twitch. I'm happy. One more piece of news, and this is the big one. So everybody pay attention for a second because this has to do with the future of how you're going to listen to us on Thursday nights. We are saying so long to Twitch. A lot of streamers, a lot of content creators are leaving Twitch for a variety of reasons. We are doing the same. We are moving over to YouTube exclusively. Don't worry, you have a few weeks. We don't want to fuck over your subscriptions. We know that some of you are still subbed to us on Twitch. So just don't renew because our first episode in October is going to be when we move over to YouTube. So be prepared for that. We're on there. It's easy to find us. We'll post links everywhere just in case you don't follow us there. That is where we shall be. Any questions about that? Ask us on Discord, shoot us an email, but yeah, nothing really.
I have no idea what's the difference. Like for me, it's all Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're gonna get into this episode in just a couple more minutes, but before we do, I hope everybody read the outline because this is a bit of a.
No, I have not.
Of course you didn't.
Surprise!
What's new? You don't read the outline, and I always skip over you on the show. It's like a match made in heaven.
Well, today, how are you gonna do that? Please?
I will find a way. I just won't let you. I just won't let you go. So, it's time for the strange new loop. And if you could play in any D&D Trek type campaign, Star Trek Adventures doesn't count, the official one, what kind of game type would it be and who would it feature?
I know.
Twitch, let us know as well. Girafe, go ahead. And I know you're going to say what I'm going to say too. So,
really?
Mm-hmm.
So we're speaking like role-playing game, like campaigns, but make it Trek, right? I understood right.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I will play the Call of Cthulhu. Okay, but it would be like something Romulan. Like all the cultists are Romulans, and they're all like trying to take over the whole galaxy, and it's like the Admonition, but with tentacles.
I love it. And I was going to say Romulans, so I was on the same wavelength. Yes. Romulans.
But I answered the question right this time, right? I have all the pieces.
You did. You got both pieces. Yes. Totally.
MC Frodis writes Logic and Lurpas.
I'm in.
Yes.
Joe wrote Star Trek Skyrim style following the Klingons. Nice. Hawk, what do you got?
This is a hard one because I don't really play a lot of tabletop and R&D or D&D games and that. But if I were, I mean, the one I really want to play would be like kind of like one of those space battle ones, and that where you're moving your pieces and like fighting
space
against
battles,
right?
What is a space battle?
So are you thinking kind of like how like you remember? I don't know if you're too familiar, like Star Wars X-wing, where you had all the little ships and pieces, and you rolled. We have X-wing, so that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, exactly. You can do these whole campaigns and that where you're basically just like you're bringing ships and fleets into combat and that. I think that would be a much more fun game. But like, I'm trying to think specifically about who I'd want to play. Would we want to recreate the Battle of Wolf 359?
That would be, I mean, that would be depressing as fuck, but I mean, I'm here for it.
Well, things can change on the tabletop.
Yeah. Geeks with Kids Eric is saying I'm calling in. We will wait for his call. I don't know if that means on Zoom or not.
He's coming in?
I mean, I hope so. That'd be really cool. I know he's probably dying to answer this question. If he comes in a little later, I'll go back and let him answer the question too. So, for me, it would be very much like an infiltration style game, Federation. Like I was thinking about last week when who said it? Wait, was it last week or who? In what episode did they mention that they had a? Oh no, I was talking.
What are we doing?
No,
what is happening?
Sorry, I had a brain fart. I get our podcast mixed up, and then I guest host on podcast too. I was on Duras.
What, you go to other podcasts?
Oh my god,
Ross.
Cheater.
I was on Duras Sisters doing the Will Riker episode, and they were talking about in I forget which episode, saying that they had an operative in the Romulan High Command. And that just like got my brain going. I'm like, that's a big deal. I want like an infiltration set on Romulus near Federation officers.
Can you imagine what it takes like to infiltrate the fucking Romulan Senate and stuff? I was like,
yeah.
What?
It's the Phoenix episode with not the Phoenix, the Pegasus, where they make the cloaking device. And Admiral Pressman's like, yeah, we have an operative in the High Command.
I mean, like to turn a guy, like turn a Roman, like you see like the defectors and stuff, like a double agent, I can't imagine, but imagine like implanting one of your guys there, like the hell.
Yeah, exactly.
How does that even work?
Takako asks, isn't Elysian Kingdom also available as a tabletop game? I mean, it should be. Oh, man. MC says, I need Elysian Kingdom to be a tabletop game. Absolutely. Yes, 100%. Anybody else? Everybody good? Settlers of Illyria, Riftwood, says Chris. Oh, That does not end well for the Illyrians. Spoiler alert. If we're talking
What's
about
the
that
track
settlement.
version of the Oregon Trail? Like the neutral zone track?
No, the Federation members colonizing planets near the Cardassian border.
Oh my god! Like,
Mhm.
what's the? It's too hot. I cannot. Oh, Eric!
He's got to answer the question. I love it. He's like, I'm gonna answer it. Damn it! Here he comes.
From his iPhone. That's gonna be great sound.
It's gonna be
Let's go.
awesome.
It's gonna sound amazing.
It sounds actually pretty good.
Damn straight.
Oh my god!
There he
Where are
is
you?
from the car, from the
I'm in the car.
shuttlecraft, from
oh my
the
god, the lights turned
shuttlecraft.
off.
Oh my god!
Hello. Is
Hello.
that creepy?
No,
God.
it's awesome.
It's absolutely creepy. I love it.
Your answers are boring.
Oh, boo! Hey! Hold on a second. You just.
Just shut up.
It's true.
It's true.
Wait, I can turn it sideways. Hold on.
There you go.
Hey,
No, like
looking better.
horizontal.
What's your answer?
Okay, so there's this awesome RPG that's called Offices and Bosses, where you play a regular person in an office and you're trying to avoid doing work and your boss all day. So you roll to like avoid
I
doing
love
work and
it.
So it's
stuff
lower
like that.
decks.
So this would be the perfect lower decks thing. So you just play Offices and Bosses, but in the lower decks universe.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
I
Wait,
love
what's
it.
the name of it?
Offices and Bosses.
We should do it. We should fucking just do it.
I'm so playing that game.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a great answer.
That was a great answer. I'm glad that you came
Damn
in to answer
straight.
that.
I was
Everything,
sitting there, I was like,
everything,
fuck raisins.
everything good.
We're just waiting to hear. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. She's calmed down, I guess.
Oh, good.
That's nice.
That's good. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. The others
Yeah.
are sleeping, so that's nice.
Well, that's good. That's good.
No,
Are you sticking with us, or are you?
I'm gonna go back. I should probably not hang out in the car.
No judgment here. No judgment here.
Yeah, but yeah.
I like your
It's
answer
a good
a lot.
episode. There's my review. It's fun.
It was a
Yeah.
good episode. Oh,
Yeah.
that deserves one of
The-
these.
Fun fact time.
Fun fact, the Mariner part was just not my favorite. It was all right. Everything
Fair.
else
That's
was
Calvin
really good.
verse.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 All we needed her to do was stand in a parking lot looking up at the sky. It would have been perfect.
It's true.
That's a deep cut for those people who don't know the behind the scenes of that.
It was filmed in a parking lot.
On the mirror.
Yep.
That's all.
Mm.
Sure was.
That's all.
Mhm.
There you go.
Mm.
Anyway, that's my fun fact. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
Eric.
Eric.
Chris had a good point that Voyager could have been like the version of Oregon Trail because they're charting unknown space, and you have died of Janeway.
You got a Neelix.
Yeah, and you got a Neelix. Oh boy. I totally lost my train of thought about the Kelvin. Oh wait, I was gonna ask you to say that again.
I
Draft.
know you're gonna beep me.
Oh damn it. Okay. I've been caught. Yeah, I was a little too obvious there. Let's get into our
Come
review
on.
then. It is our review of episode 302 of Lower Decks, the least dangerous game. Our order tonight will be Girafe, Hawk, and then myself. No way I could skip you unless I just mute you, which I could also do, but I won't.
Hey,
Listen to me. Bold Boimler. We're gonna talk Bold Boimler first. This episode begins with like a very cool new character arc for Boimler that, without any spoilers, this is going to be a focal point of this season coming up. What do we think about Tendy's advice, given like maybe do say yes to a few things, and he takes that as I'm just gonna fucking say yes to everything. Is it to his benefit, like he says after Choir with Shax, like he's getting favors and stuff now, or is this maybe not going to turn out so well for Boimler, Girafe?
I think it's a great advice by Tendy. He wants to be a captain. He doesn't want to be like, I don't know, a stellar cartographer,
No, exactly.
He wants to be a captain. If you're a captain, you need to be able to, jump into things and take decision along the way. It's not like you can be, oh, it sounds dangerous. We're not going to do that. What is it? Our business. Risk is our
The risk
business.
is our business.
All right.
Yeah.
So you need to learn to say yes. And actually, he could only see the bad side of things, but he gets a lot of very good outcome from saying yes, even from being like stabbed, speared, I don't know, by Crunch. There's a good outcome from being bold and showing that you're bold. So I think Tandy is absolutely right. I mean, the getting hunted on board of the Cerritos is a bit extra,
But dude, Freeman was even all about it. She's like, "Oh, you got to follow our traditions, man. The hunt is on." I love
the
that.
real question is, do you think she knew that he was not gonna kill him?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, 100%.
Mimosas.
Yeah. Thanks again for the mimosas.
Mimosas.
So good. You brought a great point about like even him getting stabbed, right? Because Boimler, after getting stabbed, would have been like, when he says like, well, Doc says that the shoulder may always feel a little off, but whatever. Like last season or in season 1, he'd be like, oh man, like my shoulder's never gonna be the same. Oh man. But now he's like, whatever, I'm still gonna be bold. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, the guy works for Starfleet. Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Like, you signed some papers. You should know what's going on up there. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
you left the farm to go be on a starship. Sure, you're going to get stabbed. I mean,
Yeah.
Starfleet 101.
Exactly. Hawk, how about you?
Well, this is the whole plot behind. Oh God, I just lost it. Tapestry.
Yes, it is.
Basically, Boimler is Picard, and that it's like that. You can't get anywhere without taking the risks and that, right? And it all ends off with him with his own injury, just like Picard had. So that's always going to be with him. The nerve damage, just like
Little
Picard.
nerve damage never hurt anybody. I know all about nerve damage, man. Come on.
That said, there's again, there like saying yes to everything on that. There was a whole Jim Carrey movie in that based around this premise and that, where you just say yes to everything.
Oh yes, yes,
Right?
yep.
With that, but at the same time, a little bit of thought into what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew nothing about Cranch. He knew nothing about the hunt, and that and it's like he just agrees to be hunted.
Oh, I love
without
Cranch.
knowing about the catch and release program.
But it's like, I think getting stabbed is like a punch. Like, you need to learn to take a punch.
Exactly.
You're more scared of the punch until you get punched in the face, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah, I can be punched in the face.
Yeah,
and
man.
I can still live.
What's his name? The Bolian who got promoted to captain that he's like all jealous over. Like he got stabbed by the
Vendo.
diamond people in season 1, right? And
Yeah.
now he's a captain. Like exactly. Take a punch. Take a stabbing with a diamond. It's got to happen.
By the way, it's very interesting that again we learn of these like one species Starfleet vessels, because as far as TOS in the Immunity Syndrome, Spock witnessed the death of a Federation ship that is manned only by Vulcans, and he feels like, oh, the death. You see again a Vulcan ship in Take Me Out of the Holosuit in DS9, and now it's a Bolian one, right? But Lower Decks is insinuating that it's the captain who's recruiting only people from their species. So I want to ask the legal geek, how legal is that thing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you imagine? Like,
Josh,
when
if
does a new
you're
captain-
if you're listening, shoot us an email. We'll read the answer next week. I'd be curious to know.
It's true.
because imagine, they say, oh, he's chosen only Bolians for the bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that a bit weird? I don't
It's
know.
definitely weird. Yeah. Hawk, what were you gonna
Well,
say?
considering how mostly all
particularly-
human
I thought
ships
I
go
thought
to
that
the-
was going to be actually going to raise a bit of a point in the episode about it, but it's just like, oh, okay, he's stacked with Bolians, but yeah, how can they do that in the 24th century?
Yeah. It's a little off.
It's true that MC is saying in the chat, MC, yes, that there are many ships where there are only humans. So
True.
Yeah.
but were they manned only because the captain decided that they wanted only humans on the bridge?
Well, it's not like we don't know about xenophobic Starfleet captains in Trek. So, I mean, yeah.
True. I would see that it would be better to have different people from different species
Yeah.
for first contacts, but sure.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going to read Eric's comment. I assume that Bold Boimler makes him more like his transporter clone, and they'll eventually have to fight mano a mano. The win will be named Prime Boimler or Undisputed Boimler. I like it. MC also right. This might be a good move for him. He got stabbed for his boldness. It took being stabbed for Picard to become the person who would be a captain, like Hawk was talking about. Great point. I love Bold Boimler. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I did mention it's going to be a focal point of the season. Like Bold Boimler's a lot of fun. This episode's so great because Cranch we're going to talk about the hunt more too, but like, you know, he says like, I'm going to put in a great word with your captain too. Like this, he's starting to get the recognition that he wants. And listen, is Boimler a little fucking awkward? Like, yeah, he's a little awkward, but he is, I think, when he's older, going to be captain material. And I think we're starting to see like the Brad Boimler that he wants to be come out in this episode. So it's exciting for him.
It's important that he learns both sides. Exactly. Be cautious and take risk. I mean, when you see, actually, it's interesting because the quality of mercy is actually having the same topic, right? It's like, do you take the risk or do you play it safe, right? Yeah. And it's a dilemma that you see over and over again in Star Trek that the captain have to face. Yeah. Do I go in, not knowing the outcome? Do I play it safe, knowing most of the outcome? So,
yeah. I'm gonna nerd drop MC Hero Kick because she says it took Spock becoming captain to get another Vulcan on the Enterprise. To which I counter saying, there was going to be another Vulcan on the Enterprise, but he died in an unfortunate transporter incident.
Yes, that is true. I want to add something too. It's like, what is interesting, I thought that these only one species, like monospecies ships where we have seen them only in times of war. So during the Dominion War or during the Klingon War, which I find super interesting because you would want to be with people that have the same training and the same cultural background in a situation of war and battle. But in Lower Decks, I feel it's like something else. There's something else going on.
Yeah, yeah. So Bold Boimler, he agrees to Cranch's hunt. The whole sequence is amazing, and I think this episode may have the record for the amount of Brad Boimler screams that we've ever heard. I loved them. We see, and I mentioned this in my comments, after the hunt is over, even though he passes out, like this like a lot of confidence from Boimler, right? Like he's very much like a new man by the end of this episode. He's proud of himself, like I was mentioning with the shoulder. Like, you know, I know we already kind of touched on it, but like any more thoughts on this new version of Boimler that we see at the end of this episode? Even like, you died with dishonor because even though that you died, you technically died by your own hand, and that is not a glorious death. And he's like, it's all right, I'm going to be bold anyway.
I think there's a transfer of boldness between Mariner and Boimler, and I really like it. Like one needs to learn to take more risk, and the other one has to learn to just fucking sit down for a fucking second. Yeah. And I think they're both learning the virtue of taking action and the virtue of not taking action. So it's an actually interesting transfer. It's too bad that they're not learning from each other because they've been together for some times and they cannot seem to like be able to see the value in whatever the other one is doing. But it's again a very well built episode with pendants. We had seen Tandy and Mariner in the first episode knowing to take advantage of the situation where you are and enjoy it, and now we see Boimler and Mariner having this same
reversal, right?
It's like reverse mirror. I'd say. Oh, yeah. Somebody's gonna tell me it's not mirrorverse. I know. Mirror situations where they have actually to see the two faces of the same coin.
Yeah. Hawk.
That answer pretty much summed everything up. Yeah. Mariner was Boimler in this episode. Boimler was Mariner. At least trying on each other's roles in that and finding like some of it fit, some of it didn't. As far as Boimler in that, like we always knew there was a boldness in him in that. I still keep thinking back to like the holodeck simulation back from season 2 in that, where he's basically like, defeating the Borg, rescuing babies, and that going back looking for that.
One of my favorite Star Trek moments ever.
You
But he
know?
knows it's a simulation.
That's true.
Exactly.
No, that's a good point. He doesn't know it is here, and he almost fucking dies. So
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to say, I love Cranch. Like, I love him. I love Nolan North already. So he just put like Cranch. I think is one of the coolest like guest aliens we've had on Lower Decks so far. Just so cool. And StarTrek.com. I swear to God, if you don't sell that selfie stick, losing money, man. Losing more money.
Apparently, the name Crunch comes from ketchup and ranch.
Yeah. Yep. It's literally ketchup and ranch. Oh
like, okay.
my God. We were talking about Mariner needing to like learn when to chill, and in this episode she's stuck with Ransom fixing these space elevators. His hardcore oversight over her really begins in this one. But Ransom also is overly stubborn when trouble starts on the planet with Billups and Rutherford getting a little too cozy with the natives of the planet. Causing Mariner to go rogue once again. And even though she didn't get caught here, do you think that Mariner would have had a case against Ransom here not making the right call? Because Ransom, I think, was at this point maybe trying to stick it to her a little bit too hard. Like, if
That's
she
what
went
he
to
said.
Ransom, yeah.
Oh, it's very hot. It's very hot. It's very hot. She said, fanning herself with a naked Spock. Okay, where were we?
We
Sorry.
were at would Mariner have had a case if she like went to Carol
Right.
about this and been like, dude, he was like
No.
neglecting.
Okay, first of all, I called it. Ransom is a dumbass. We all know that.
Yes,
They're both
you did call that.
dumbasses.
Yep.
But the thing is, I was actually thinking of that the other day, and it's a classic teacher move. Like the kid that that
Mhm.
is like always waiting for you to be responsible for them. You put them responsible of a kid that even they think is irresponsible, and you're like, no, you give example. And I think that putting Ransom in the situation where he's the person who needs to take the decision and take the good decision and be the example is actually preparing him to be a captain again. So, and Boimler is learning something, and Ransom is learning something. If the engineers are the one repairing the freaking space elevator, it's because it's their job. And that's why it's made like that. And I think this is good. I don't know. It's a good lesson for Mariner, because she goes back, right? When
She
she
does.
realized that but she goes back because she doesn't want problem.
She doesn't want a problem. She doesn't want to get caught.
Yeah. But in the end, by herself, she would not have been able to save them, because it's Ransom moves that saves everybody. So it's kind of like nobody learned anything except maybe not saying anything to the captain because everybody fucked up.
Yeah, that's a
It's
great point.
pact.
Yep.
It's a pact of like, let's not tell her anything because you should not have done that. You should not have done that. You should not have done
She
that.
could just read
and-
about it in the logs later.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Huck?
It was a dick move on Ransom's part, and there might have been an issue in that if it had ever gotten brought to Captain Freeman's attention in that, because like again, yeah, you send the engineers to fix everything and that, but not on top of that, he also sent 2 Wesleys down to a planet of
Billups isn't a
With
Wesley.
flowers that you cannot step on.
Billups is
Don't
competent.
step on the flowers.
they're competent, they're very good at their job.
I would say Rutherford's actually
they're
competent
also
too.
very naive, childlike beings in that, and they sent them down to a planet of, what they thought were other childlike beings in that, it's like, oh, everything was cool and that, but yeah, they had the very complex, fucked up laws and that people just didn't understand, Then again, this is a straight callback to Justice from season 1. And
Yep.
that
With
Wesley
Wesley.
falling into the stupid flower
Mhm.
box and that, and getting put on a trial.
And they're
going to
use the Gom Jabbar from Dune to kill him.
But I think there's like I think it's a little bit of criticism of like this episode in Star Trek where like the wellness people I'm gonna go on a tangent and I'm gonna go on a vent. I'm really sorry, but it's something that always pisses me off in Star
Do
Trek.
it.
There's like these image of like the good savage that we see over and over again. Like wellness-based society are considered simple people, or no people that have no laws, or like are gonna love everybody, which is not true because that is not at all what it is in reality, and it's a trope that comes from colonization in the Pacific, for example, or in southern Asia or in Africa, that people living in wellness and and with the nature are like good people, and they have no laws and blah blah blah. And it's a trope that you see in Star Trek over and over again. And I really like the fact that Injustice in TNG, which is one of the weirdest episode ever, but like addresses a lot of good question in Star Trek, that hey, they have laws and you said that you were gonna abide that to these laws, even if you think that they're like crazy. I mean, they're a bit crazy, but whatever. And I don't know, Lower Deck is like walking a line that is very, very because it's a comedy, right? So like there's and I think it's more criticism of Star Trek with like the volcano, the psychic baby,
The evil AI
computer,
sentient
they're not-
computer box
Which is
again.
exactly as their god.
Yeah, and that's where you see that it's actually a good like pointing out in a fun way these tropes that we see in Star Trek, and they're not okay. Like they're ridiculous. So let's use them in a very parodic and like crazy absurd way, but let's not use them in actual Star Trek. And I like that strange. I mean, when I say actual Star live action Star Trek, and I like that Strange New World actually had these episode with lift us where suffering cannot reach us.
Yes,
reach us,
cannot
right?
reach. Yep.
We're having like these TOS titles, and I can't. I'm too old to like remember these crazy titles, guys. Where you see these hedonistic, wellness-centered, super advanced society that is deeply fucked up if you think about it. So I like the fact that Lordak used this in their episode. I'm not sure if it's going to be noticed in
Unfortunately,
another way than just a joke,
no. I think
but I think it was great.
I think it maybe gets noticed if it doesn't get solved with Ransom's perfect lava tubes, aka his abs.
But I have to say too, it proves that diplomacy is work. It's just not like going there and being nice. There's a lot of things that goes into understanding of our cultures, their laws, and diplomacy, and first contact and second contact.
It's the second time that Ransom's used diplomacy. He used his fists the first time too, but then went into diplomacy. But yeah, I mean, Ransom's, like you said, kind of an idiot sometimes, but he's also diplomatic. So yeah.
Well, he learned that in the academy.
Yeah.
I so hope that the XO of a starship in Starfleet knows a little bit of like how to communicate with people,
Yep.
And I like when what's his name, like Rutherford goes like, oh, we tried showing them our naval, but it didn't work. It was too late.
It's like parlay, just say parlay,
Apparently
man.
I think they said apparently we were doing that wrong too.
Yeah.
This
go
is
ahead.
Another point is that I kind of think Mariner would have been the better choice to send down in that, because as much as a wild card as she is, and that she's actually, as far as other cultures and everything, and that she's always displayed a little more experience in that, in knowing, in her knowledge and that of other races and customs, right?
Yeah, but also the volcano was super impressed with his abs. So
True.
That's true.
And there's another thing, and I think it's in I'm blanking that novel with Riker and the Dog Veil. Oh, got it. Where they speak about their kid. Oh, wait,
such
you're
a good
thinking?
book. No, I was looking to make sure you were right, which you were.
And they're at the beginning, they're talking about raising their kids in a starship, if you remember,
Yep.
and how their kid says they don't have a home planet, and that's why they create one, right?
Yeah.
And it's true that like Mariner makes me think of like this reference. She grew up in starships, like everywhere, and everywhere is her home because nowhere is, and she has this facility to culture I don't know, code switch, I'd say,
Yeah.
from culture to culture, because basically she grew up in between all the species of the Federation,
And
which makes her a great diplomat if you think about it.
exactly. And she served on DS9 for a bit. And speaking of all the different cultures that come through DS9 and live on DS9, I mean,
No, she didn't serve on DS9. She lived in DS9.
yeah,
We don't
lived on
know
D-
if she
no,
served
that's
or
good
lived
point.
there. I think
Nope.
she lived there, yeah.
Good point.
So as a
Good
kid
point.
again,
Yep.
most probably, or a teenager.
Yep. MC writes, diplomacy is 2 parts negotiations, 1 part crunches. Absolutely. Joe writes, Ransom knew what he was doing. It may have been a bad plan, but he isn't an idiot. Fair. Yeah. I mean,
I don't say he's an exo. He's not like he's
Yeah,
gonna be
no.
absolutely useless, but
no,
I do think he needs his mommy.
he does
And
need
if
a mommy a
Captain
little bit.
Freeman is not here, I don't know what to do.
No. By the end of this episode, though, Mariner does seem to have been genuine about how she felt about the way Ransom handled everything. Like, it seems like by the end of this episode, just like Boimler getting his confidence, Mariner has learned a bit of a lesson. Girafe, you alluded to this last week, but maybe these two being stuck together isn't just good for Mariner, but a chance of growth for both of them. I know you also mentioned that a few minutes ago as well.
Yeah. I think that Mariner needs to learn how to respect Ransom, because if she wants to become a captain, I don't know if she's gonna become a captain, but if she wants to become an officer, it comes with respecting the people you have to work with, even if you think they're kind of dumbasses sometimes. You know, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
So if he's here, it's because he earned it somewhere, somehow. We don't know what he did to become number 1, but he is working, so she needs to learn to respect him, and he needs to learn to listen to her. And again, it's like same as Boimler. It's like fine-tuning this, let's go into action, let's wait, and let's leave people, let's let people do their job. I think it's a fine-tuning before, like, these 3 things, and they all have to learn this. So yeah.
So yeah, in the end, yeah, I do believe that they're eventually going to learn from each other. It's, it's probably there's probably going to be some stumbling blocks throughout the season and that, and that, because at the same, as much as he did learn in that, he's still, the guy who right now has Mariner's fate in his hands and that. And I'm glad she's kind of starting to realize that, she needs to kind of chill a bit and maybe, take him for what he's offering or whatever. And that, I don't know.
It's Mariner's final shot.
Yeah,
it is at this point. Like, one bad report from Ransom and she's probably done. So
that's it.
Yeah, but she's not been on the bridge.
She has not been on the
She's-
bridge. Nope.
No, and I doubt she's going to be up there anytime this season.
So
I think there's a question too, that like she doesn't want to be, when there's somebody that you consider an idiot and would they become your boss, you don't want them to be able to point your flaws.
No.
Because you're like,
Yeah.
there's a question of pride.
Yeah.
So I think there's a weird question of pride right now going on, but they're gonna get better, I suppose.
there was a moment at the end of this episode when Mariner walks back to the Klingon D&D and she just sits down and she's like, well, Ransom's a dick and I hate him. But like, you could tell in her inflection that was like, a Ransom's a dick, but I hate him. But man, you know what? Like, he had a really good point today and I maybe shouldn't have like tried to go rogue. She's like, it was like one of those situations where I think she's a little disappointed in herself. And again, it comes all back to learning a lesson. I think it is going to be really good for them. I think it is going to be good for them both. I mean, obviously we'll see later in the season, but in one episode, we've got significant growth for Boimler, Boim, and this is growth for Mariner and Ransom as well. So we'll see what happens over the next few episodes. Any other final thoughts on this one before we get into the Easter egg hunt?
I mean, it's true that they both did come to the same conclusion, just at different points in the mission, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Mariner wanted to like think fast instead of like letting the situation maybe like mature a little bit more on the planet. But like, I think Ransom waited till the absolute, okay, they're getting hung over a volcano. What's that movie where the guy walks to the volcano to try and cure himself?
Oh, Joe versus
Yeah,
Volcano.
Joe. that easy. Joe versus the volcano.
I have no idea what you're talking about,
It's
but
an old Tom
that sounds
Hanks
like a
movie.
fun movie.
It is a really fun movie. This dude has like incurable cancer, and they're like, if you go to this volcano, it's a comedy. You can get cured. And it's Joe versus the volcano.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more thing, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like I like this episode a lot, and I was like, that's such a weird ass episode, though, if you think about it. And except for the reference to the Kelvin verse, which I loved. I loved it so much.
Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say?
I'm not gonna let you do it. You have to be more ready, man. You have to be like on top of things. You
I'm
have to,
always
like,
on a
ask me
different page
pointed
where the
questions.
button is.
But I think that the moral of the story is that being in Starfleet is like playing D&D.
Yeah. Totally.
Is that you roll for initiative and you see what's going to freaking happen and you have no clue. Maybe it's gonna be a light entity. Maybe it's gonna be a crazy sex virus. Maybe it's gonna be a sex pole. And there's a lot of like things that want you to like,
Yep.
and you don't know. But like the only way to climb is to keep rolling the dice.
Yep.
Until maybe something happened. And I really like the parallel, because if you think about it, Star Trek is absolutely a freaking game of D&D, right?
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to be thrown at you, and you have to improvise and try to survive the thing. So yeah, that's my my
Nice.
final thoughts.
I like it. MC writes, no one expects the Kelvin verse reference. And I guess Jack Quaid's mom is in this episode or later in the season?
No. I think she was referring to Joe versus the volcano.
Oh, Joe versus the... Oh, that's funny.
Jack Quaid's mom is Meg
Meg Ryan. Yeah.
Oh,
she's
that's
in
right.
the-
Yep. That's right. Anything else? Easter egg hunt time? It's the 302 least dangerous game Easter egg hunt. I'll let you guys go first, and I'll cross off my list. Go ahead, Giraffe. Any Easter eggs? Besides...
what did I wrote? I wrote dentist, exclamation point. I just like the line about the
the
dentist.
dentist.
Okay, this is the racquetball game from DS9. Like, it's my favorite gif of Julian Bashir too. I fucking love this. Okay, that's far-fetched, but I really liked it. What's her name? Mariner and Ransom, their head in like the conduit fixing thing is the exact same shot than Spock and Uhura when she fixes the thing in
That's a deep cut. Nice.
What's your Balance of Terror, right? Yes.
Yep.
So I really like this one. Are they drinking Raccagino where they're with the cups when they're playing D&D? Are they the cups?
It was either Raccagino or blood wine.
Oh yeah, maybe blood wine.
Those are blood wine cups, but I could go for Raccagino have like the weird, like it's like layered and it goes
triangle.
down. Yeah.
Martok, does that count?
Totally, 100%. JG Hertzler.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hawk, do you have others?
Like I had racquetball court, but I had it from the TNG episode Suddenly Human. With Picard and Sharma.
It's in Voyager too, no?
Yeah,
no, they have
Although
another
I don't
weird
know
game.
About, we know about DS9 with Julian Bashir and that. So, and I already said about the reference to the alien race from Justice.
Yep.
Other than that, I didn't really notice too much, but I only got one watch in, 1.5 watches of this in. So,
I have Cranch maybe being a play, a vegan version on the Herodians from
is
from
he
Voyager.
a Herodian?
He's not a
He's
Herodian.
not a
They actually
Herodian,
they actually say what he is, and I can't remember the name. But it's a play on the Herodians. Like this is like, oh, we're Herodians, but like we're catch and release. We're not gonna kill our prey. Another sentient computer. I mean, just
true.
Come on, just gonna like paradox Landrew at this time.
and this one only spoke in beeps and buttons.
Yeah, exactly. And Hawk, you already mentioned it, but the whole paradise on a planet, but breaking a really weird rule. TNG season 1 Justice.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hawk, we were talking.
What about the telepathic baby? Is that
That's from
Balog.
TOS. Balog.
The Carbonite Minover.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember
Carbonite
that.
Minover. Yeah, thank you. I forgot this one.
MC Furta says
Absolutely.
also the DS9
Was
episode
Blade-
Captive Pursuits.
Which is what? What is
The
this one?
racquetball, I think.
Oh, it's in several episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you were gonna say is the dude the actor who's also in Discovery? He's the Orion Balog, right? Yeah, the
but
baby.
Balak is played by, and now I'm absolutely blanking. He's played by.
Is
I'm
that
trying
Clint
to
Howard?
find Clint Howard. Thank
Clint
you.
Howard. Yep.
Yep.
I was like, not the right Howard, the other Howard. And like Clint Howard,
Yep.
which is like hilarious if you think about it.
It is.
The weird baby in Star Trek.
Yep.
So yeah.
I'm gonna go with, since we have some time. Hawk and I were talking about it when we logged into Zoom earlier. The whole when Rutherford mentions that it's not actually Martok, it's the Ferengis making creations for all the famous Klingons. You know the Rios book that I really didn't like that came out, but they have like the whole holodeck recreation of General Chang and stuff. I do wonder if that is a very deep cut reference to that book. And Mike McMahon's
No.
a fucking nerd. So, no, is it a different?
I know what this is. This was showed up in Deep Space Nine and that, but like Quark and his hollow suites and that.
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
He would do a
Mhm.
lot of recreations. Of that, remember there was one. What's his face guest starred on it and that.
Gowron?
No. I'm trying to remember the actor's name. The one who always he played the Orion in Enterprise.
Nice.
Shran.
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, Jeffrey Combs. It was Jeffrey Combs showed up, and he was looking for a holodeck simulation, but with Kira because he was in love with her, and like Quark was trying everything he could to try and get Kira into the holodeck so he could, recreate her in that. This is the Ferengis doing bad holodeck recreations.
Gotcha. That's all I have. It was not very Easter egg heavy this week, but definitely a few.
No, we didn't see them. I have to say, Jess, like, because fun thing when they're like waiting in the bar with all the people that are waiting, there's one of these like pleasure alien. I don't remember. Was like having her hand on the ass of the Vulcan ensign.
Oh,
behind,
I saw that.
And it's like it's like that Vulcan ensign was getting into like all the shenanigans in every single episode, and I really like that. I want them to meet with Tellin.
Hopefully.
When are we seeing Tillin? Come on, bring her back.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please bring her back. Let's get into the subspace to poll and mailbag.
Hailing frequencies are open.
We asked Trek Twitter what they thought of this week's episode, and this is what they had to say. Who wants to do the to poll?
Not me, because I don't know where it is.
Hawk, hit it.
All right, 57% said the hunt is on. 30% said bold choices. 9% said falling without a chute.
That's a Kelvin verse reference for you.
Oh, Julian, this last one is so clever. 4% said rather hang with Lundy.
Oh boy.
Ouch. Poor Lundy.
I'm no longer scared of Lundy.
Oh, no longer.
I think it's higher than the premiere, right?
It is higher than the premiere. This was a better episode than the premiere. We didn't actually rate this one yet, so why don't we do that? Let's rate this one out of 10 space elevators. Fuck it. Giraffe.
10 space elevator. Let's go. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 psychic baby.
Okay,
9.5 actually.
Yeah,
9.5 actually. It's a very good episode. I would give 10, but I'm still like, I don't know what's going on. I think they're gonna hump it up, so it's very hard. But right now it's a very good episode. I laughed several times. I was into it. Flawless. 10-10. Compared to the premiere.
10-10 psychic babies. I like it. Yeah, give it a 10.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, why not? Yeah,
Yep.
it gives everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go 9 out of 10 belly buttons through like proper adornment attires and that whatever they were supposed to be wearing and that to show their belly buttons. This was a very good episode in that it's because it's a lot deeper than I actually thought. Especially as Jirash pointed out, the mirroring of positions of Boimler and Mariner and then having trying out other people's perspectives for once.
Nice.
Actually, there's one thing I was confused about. Now that I'm like, I loved everything in the episode and everything was perfect, and I'm like going
You
through.
started overthinking.
No, but like, isn't Billups supposed to be asexual?
Someone mentioned that on Twitter. Is he?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I
because
know.
For me, when he was really into like the the alien, I was like, wait, like, because I remember being very positively happy it's positively happy that there was a character that was actually not pursuing like a relationship, you know.
And I think he could be ace and not necessarily he could not be ace, but just want to seek like a relationship and seek like, you know, what he's comfortable with on his own time. Like maybe this
No,
is
when I was
just
saying relationship, I was meaning like not trying to bang everybody.
no, I know.
I'm gonna be obvious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be not PG.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. But no, like, you know, like he's going along with what he's comfortable. Like if these people are like tongue kissing him on the planet, like if that's what he's down and into, like, and that's what they're doing on the planet, then that's what he's
Do you
into.
think it's a bit again, like a lot of people were happy to have representation
Oh no,
in Star Trek?
listen, and I agree that everything that they've pointed to in 2 and what, not even a quarter seasons now, has been to ace. So I mean I agree, but I mean, let's see. It's still.
I was just wondering if I missed something.
No,
because
I don't
know
think
that
you
when I
did.
watched, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. No.
No,
Yeah.
Billups is definitely. I think he's still definitely asexual in that.
And Wayner brings up the point that he has to stay a
Has to
virgin
stay
or he
a virgin.
becomes a king. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
this is-
not. I don't
That's
know
what-
enough to talk about it, so I'm,
Yeah,
I'm just
good point.
asking. If
Yep.
somebody wants to educate me, please tell me.
Yeah. Ratings 9.9 out of 10 Kelvin references from MC, 9 out of 10 from 9 out of 10 Ransom lava tube abs from Joe, 8 out of 10 Ransom lava tubes from NY Rellite, 9.5 out of 10 stabbed Boimler selfies just for the guys back home. And yeah, mine is a 9.5 out of Brad Boimler getting all Janewayed up and grabbing the phaser rifle. I love this one.
I wanted Crunch to say for the homies, you know, but
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love Cranch. And we are going to talk more about the ace thing in MC's mailbag. I think that's where I read it, not Twitter. So we'll get to that
okay.
in just a couple of minutes. Let's get into it. Giraffe, we'll start with you. Take Wayner's mailbag, please.
Wayner wrote, sorry. This was a fun episode. I think maybe Ransom needs to spend some time in the brig for endangering crew members for no reason. It's Starfleet.
Yeah.
You endanger like the ensigns for no reason. It's what you do. It's in your contract, man. Mariner needs to report him to the captain. Cranch is great. I loved Freeman telling Boimler he has to respect our culture while he's being hunted. It reminded me of Wesley almost being executed in justice. I'm not sure how I feel about this new BOLD Boimler, though. Tandy may have created a monster.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Hawk, take Chris's, please.
So Chris wrote, I enjoy how many of the season 3 trailer scenes have already gotten.
We've already gotten, I think, is
We've
Mark Hodge,
already
right? Yeah,
gotten,
we've
yeah.
already gotten.
We have already gotten. Really in point for the show and makes the upcoming episodes more exciting. Always
agree.
more talk. More talk.
Honor.
Can't wait to see successful Boim and those pervert lava tubes. Wow. Do that in a sexy dinosaur voice.
Please do the sexy dinosaur
Please
voice
do,
again.
Hawk. Do it.
Wow.
You sound like Doc Tiana, man.
Oh, have you seen in Star Trek Las Vegas the dude that was like dressed as Shax with like a naked with a cat like
Yes,
going on
I saw
him?
that. That was brilliant.
Brilliant.
I didn't meet him, but
Yeah.
perfect. Sorry.
No worries. Also, I'm loving Shax more and more and truly feel he is exactly what I would be in Starfleet.
Fucking love Shaq so much.
Okay.
MC wrote, I'm sure Giraffe has already pointed out, and I didn't get a chance to bleep her either time, but I have to. Kelvinverse reference, woohoo. I know a couple of people in the chat said they may have missed it. It's the
Come
space
on,
diving.
it's when she jumps.
It's the diving.
She jump, yeah.
The platform
It's
diving in
Star Trek
09
09.
and Khan and
Yeah.
Kirk diving into darkness. So
True, that too, yeah.
two
Also,
Kelvinverse
didn't
references.
those elevator platforms look exactly like the mining
Oh,
things?
exactly,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, Nero.
By the way, you
Exactly.
know they wanted like I remember when they wanted to build something like this here. They wanted like to do like
The
orbital
space elevator, yeah, it still could happen.
Space elevator is like
Yep. No,
That
it
sounds like a
could
bad
still
idea.
happen. Anyway, Kelviners reference, woohoo! I like how this episode mixed up the character dynamics and saw some growth in both Mariner and Boimler. Wish they'd lead into Billups being asexual a bit more from last season, but I'll headcanon he was just respecting the culture. So I think
Fair
that's a
enough.
good way to headcanon it. We'll see if Billups gets expanded.
I don't think he was down there knocking boots, right?
No, I don't think so
He was
either.
just he was just enjoying they kiss to say hello. Nice.
Yep, exactly. Continue with Jesco's, please, Girafe.
Jesco wrote, Episode 2 was a fun little adventure. I loved seeing Boimler try new things with the crew and adore our new alien friend, Karanch. I too would get brunch with him.
Hell yeah.
Mimosas. B plot with the naval alien, not the travel alien, sorry. The naval aliens was a little slow at times, but the resolution with their unique form of government was glorious. Hoping one of the next few episodes lets us see what Tandy's science officer training is like. It sounds like she's having a blast. Overall, I'd give it 8 out of 10 bars of platinum for the Ferengi black market tax.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait, there was something I wanted to say, but it was slow at times. Yes, but I feel like you saw it like in Mariner's Eye, where like
Yes.
she would say like everything goes so slow.
Yep.
So I actually like the repetition because you could feel her like being.
I did
Please,
Yep.
please
Could've been
move
done in
on.
half the time by an actual
Yeah.
engineer.
too. Take us home, Hawk, with NYRL lights.
And I wrote how much for the Dura Sisters mod.
Yes.
Martok and the Boimler
boob
storyline.
windows.
Yeah.
Boob window time. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Martok and the Boimler storyline were the best parts for me. We don't get nearly enough of Boimler interacting with Tendi. Good point.
That is a good point.
I was hoping we'd see more of Mariner and Rutherford together, but they were split up. The Ransom and Mariner storyline didn't work as well because I had a hard time believing he'd wait so long before going down to help Rutherford and Billups.
See, I feel like that's totally in line with Ransom, like everything we've seen with him over 2 seasons.
The thing is, again, mommy has put him responsible for the little sister, so he's like going overboard, being like super responsible, and making choices that he would not be doing if he was the one being supervised. By the way, it's like a classic system, like when it's classic stuff. That's why he's like, he doesn't want to say that he's wrong. He's like digging his heel down. Absolutely, yeah. So mommy can be proud.
Indeed, mommy Freeman. That's about going to do it this one. Giraffe, I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about the thing that you're doing or no? Not yet. Okay. So we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that, but soon. I will mention a couple of things. Next week, it is Star Trek Day next week for our show on that Thursday. Happy hour.
We're moving it.
We're going to move it, but that also means a couple of things. One, stay tuned to our Twitter and Instagram, and maybe I'm going to go crazy and do some fucking TikToks during that day, because why not?
Oh, look at you.
I don't fucking know. Well, fucking Instagram ruining their algorithm, so I have to become a TikToker now. Fuck you, Instagram. So we're going to have coverage of Star Trek Day for the entire stream that they do. So make sure you're locked on all of our social media channels. That means that our pod that night is going to be just coverage it'll be a bonus pod of Star Trek Day. We are going to pre-record episode 99, our review of next week's episode of Lower Decks. So that'll be out Thursday morning, and our live stream will be all the Star Trek Day goodness. So be prepared for that. It's Joe's wedding anniversary, so I won't be there. Well, happy wedding anniversary. Hey, indeed. So
I can just say one thing.
Yep.
Watch Star Trek Day. Watch it.
Watch Star Trek Day. Watch Star Trek Day. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. Definitely watch it. Yeah, watch it. That's going to do it for this one. This is fun. Short and sweet. I like these short and sweet ones. The Lower Decks episode should be opening night of NFL next Thursday. What's the NFL? I stopped watching the NFL because the Jets broke my heart too many times.
I have no idea. What is that?
The
Is that
National
hockey?
Not Football
Sports
League, because
ball.
they don't actually kick the ball. It's
it's
egg
football.
ball, egg
Okay.
toss,
Sports,
egg
sports.
toss.
What is the one with hockey and
That's-
HL?
NHL?
Okay, got it.
This is a Star Trek podcast, though, and we are going to say good night for Hawk, for Girafe. I'm Julian. Live long and prosper. Majram. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.